gentlemen, we are back with yet another video of the Arizona Sports Fan. Thank you so very much for coming back, guys. I really do appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to go ahead and have two topics. I wanted to first talk about the possibility of the NFL draft pretty much being moved from the original date that we all love and know, April 23rd, all the way to the 25th, as well as how different this offense of the Arizona Cardinals is going to be, adding a dynamic player in Deandre Hopkins. Guys, we're going to go ahead and dive into it here shortly. Go ahead and roll that intro. Welcome back. Now, like I mentioned in my intro, guys, the draft is coming up in April 23rd to the 25th. Now, that's about 29 days away from right now. So we're going really, really close to the draft. So this coming April, we're going to go ahead and hit that draft topic heavy. We're going to have mock drafts. We're going to have predictions and all that different stuff. What do you guys want? What do you think is best for the organization? So make sure you go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Put that notification bell on just so you know when there's going to be a next video that's going to be appearing for this channel. Now, there's been a big topic that's been going around through all the channels, and it has to do with the NFL draft possibly being postponed. Now, I wanted to go ahead and put my 2 cents into this whole situation, and you know, kind of give my advice and what I feel like the NFL should do. Now, if you haven't heard already, there's been a lot of different, broadcasters, a lot of different channels talking about everybody, as far as the GMs, are pushing for the NFL to reschedule the NFL draft. Now, the reason for that is because they do not feel like they have enough data, enough tape, enough information for them to go ahead and do their job. Now, obviously, the job of the GM, the general manager of these teams, are to basically scout the players and make sure that they pick the best players for the system available for their team they're managing. So there's been a lot of different GMs that are coming out and saying that they want the draft to be postponed. Now, if it's solely for the reason of they don't have enough data, no. I am not on board with rescheduling the NFL draft. Right now, living in a world with no sports is pretty bland. This is what I'm looking forward to. This is, the biggest event that's going to be happening because of the, NHL season being suspended, because of the NBA season being suspended. Right now, all the fans, as far as sports related, they're looking forward to the NFL draft because that's the closest thing to content that we have. And I cannot imagine them postponing this. Like, that would be insane to me. Please do not postpone it. Now, if it's for a reason because they want to go ahead and make sure that, the federal government comes down and they want to make sure that they do, like that social distancing, that they want to make sure everybody's like 6 feet apart.
Oh, that was different.
Probably going to be the most watched NFL draft in quite some time, because this is going to be the main source of sports, to feed the sports hungry people out there to watch something sports related. And I am super excited to see this. Now, a lot of people have been asking questions like, hey, are you still going to Vegas? The Vegas thing isn't happening anymore. I ended up canceling my flight. I ended up canceling my hotel because at the end of the day, there's no point of going to Vegas if the draft isn't there. Bottom line. So as of right now, I'm not going there, but I will be doing a live stream, probably, getting my reaction, having live time talking to you guys about the NFL draft, what's going on, how excited we all are, and basically pump up for the NFL draft. I probably won't be showing the draft on the video because I don't want to get copyrighted. There's out there, not rumors, but there's people out there speculating, hey, if it's such a big deal to keep people confined in a war room, in a small room, and they don't want people to, contaminate each other, what they can do is, because there's 7 rounds, they want to spread it out into a 7-day event. Now, I'm not on board with this. I feel like that's going to be too long. It's going to be too dragged out. Now, let's be 100% honest here. Anything after the 4th round, 5th round, just depending on how your attention span is, The views, the amount of people that are watching the NFL draft is not that big. Now, as far as the third day in an actual scheduled NFL draft, it's probably the least watched out of the other 2 days. Obviously, the most anticipated is the first day. The next day is going to be the second and third round, and then the third day is going to be the fourth through seventh round. Please, NFL, do not reschedule the NFL draft. It's something that I'm definitely looking forward to, and just to reschedule it will kind of put another punch to the gut of, hey, we have no sports going on right now. And now switching over topics, guys, I wanted to go ahead and talk about the Arizona Cardinals offense and how different we're going to go ahead and look with the latest acquisition of Deandre Hopkins, and as well as getting, Kenyon Drake on a transition tag, which he ended up signing. So he is coming back for at least one more year, guys. But we're going to look so different. We're going to look so dynamic. Like, this offense has it made. Right now, this is the opportunity for Cliff Kingsbury to go ahead and evolve from what happened last year, especially the beginning of last year. In the end of the season, now we weren't winning a lot of games, but we seen something. We saw something brewing from the Cliff Kingsbury's offense, and I can kind of see where he wants to go into. And the pieces that we ended up retaining this coming off season so far has really, really got me excited for this coming 2020 season, guys. Now let's just think of it all here real quick. All the weapons that Kyler Murray has to his advantage as of right now. We have Kenyon Drake, kind of unfortunately didn't really have a good thing going on when he was in Miami. The moment he went over here to the Arizona Cardinals, his career got revived, and to an offense that basically fit his style of running. So I'm super excited to have a dynamic running back in Kenyon Drake, as well as we have Chase Edmonds back there. Now, Chase Edmonds is a really good runner as well. He's going to be a solid number two, a solid backup to Kenyon Drake. And just thinking of our receiving core right now, we have Larry Legend, the oldest wide receiver in the NFL currently right now, but he still has it. He still, whatever he's drinking, whatever he does during his off season, I need to figure out what he's doing, because he's just a living legend. Number two, we have DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is sought out to be probably one of the best wide receivers of all of the NFL right now. Like, I cannot think of another wide receiver that's better than DeAndre Hopkins right now. If you could think of one, it's debatable. It's up in the air. He's at least top 3 wide receivers in all of the NFL. I'm personally going to say he's probably the best in NFL right now because of his outstanding catches that he has made, through his career being with the Texans. We also have Christian Kirk. Now, Christian Kirk, I don't feel like he's going to be a number 1 wide receiver, but I do think he's going to be a solid number 2, especially being behind DeAndre Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald. He has shown some explosions, some really good games. One of the best games that I've seen him play was going to be the game that he had against Tampa Bay. He had a touchdown game. I want to see more of that. I want to see more consistency. I want to see more physicality coming from Christian Kirk. I've been on the team for about 2 to 3 years, but he is developing, and I like what I'm seeing, but I do not see him as a solid number 1, but a great number 2 to complement somebody like DeAndre Hopkins. Now, going to my 4th wide receiver in this roster. Now, it's going to be a toss-up right now. I don't know where the Arizona Cardinals are, weighing their options or who they think is a little better than the other one. We have either Andy Isabella or Hakeem Butler. Now, I was super excited about Hakeem Butler getting drafted in the 4th round last year. It was really unfortunate that he had a hand injury and he had to sit out the entirety of the 2019 season. But seeing his highlights in such a big frame in Hakeem Butler, like, they were actually comparing him to Megatron. He even went ahead and, did workouts with Megatron. So I don't really know if he is that special like, Calvin Johnson was. But at the end of the day, I like his size. I like the ability that he can run routes. But I think one of the major flaws that Hakeem Butler had was that he wasn't able to catch the ball on a consistent basis, which could definitely go ahead and, kill your morale, kill your confidence, and as well as kill the confidence in the coaching staff and not putting you on the field. Talking about Andy Isabella here. Andy Isabella is a great prospect. He's a really speedy wide receiver, but he's not the tallest guy out there. But we've had speedy receivers before, like John Brown, So I can see Andy Isabella work in the Cliff Kingsbury's offense, especially with the slants, the quick drag routes, the quick out routes, jet sweeps. I just want to see, one thing I want to see more than anything is Andy Isabella being utilized, being used throughout the entirety of the 2020 season. Like, Cliff Kingsbury needs to sit down, needs to know his personnel, and really make some plays designated for these players and what they can do good. So that's something that I really want to see this coming 2020 season, is Andy Isabella being used a lot. And then we had Keyshawn Johnson here. Keyshawn Johnson was another good wide receiver here. Now, I do not know, especially with the whole Deandre Hopkins being, traded into the Arizona Cardinals, I don't know if we're going to see a lot of Keyshawn Johnson. I like what I've seen from him. He made some actually pretty good catches through the 2019 season, but I do not think we're going to see him on the field very much because of where he was drafted. And right now, I think that the value in those two wide receivers, I think they see Andy Isabella and Hakeem Butler just a little bit higher as far as developing more. I could be wrong. We can see a lot more. We can see Keyshawn Johnson a lot more next year. We never know. But guys, we're going to have such a great offense. It's really up to Cliff Kingsbury to go ahead and make sure that we put all these weapons at hand. Like, we're going to be so impossible to stop for any defense that are out there. Now, Larry Fitzgerald might not be the fastest guy out there still, but he still has really good hands. He can catch the balls that you can only see in your dreams catching. DeAndre Hopkins has sure hands. He is a great route runner. We got, Christian Kirk, really good route runner. I want him to be a little bit more physical personally, but he's still working on that. Kenyon Drake in the back, guys. We just have so many good weapons out there for Kyler Murray to be used, and that's not even talking about Kyler Murray's using his legs for this coming 2020 season, guys. So I'm really excited about this 2020 NFL season coming up. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Leave this video a like, and like I mentioned before, if you're new, please consider subscribing. That's all I got for this episode, guys. Thank you so very much.